Let's now try to test this class. Okay, so I want to create a JUnit test case for this class. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the person.java here, right click, and I'm going to go to JUnit test case. And when I do that in Eclipse, it'll automatically create a test class called Person-Test. All right, you can see it's right there. And it asks me if I want to use JUnit 3 or JUnit 4. JUnit 4 is set up by default. That's what I do want to use. I do want a setup method. I can click these on and off. I usually like this to keep the setup method. And this is the class that I'm testing, person.person. So I'm going to finish that. And it says JUnit 4 is not on the build path. Do you want to add it? Yes, I do. Thank you. All right, so there's my person test. Okay, now one thing I do like to do here is I really don't like to keep my test classes in the same source folder as my normal classes, as my production level classes. So I usually like to create a new source folder called test. So I'm going to do that now, just so I can keep things straight in my own mind. I'm going to right click on my project, and we've got one that says source folder, folder name, and I'm going to call this folder test. And then I'm just going to take this, person test, and I'm going to drag it into this source folder. And notice when I open up the source folder, it maintains the fact that person test has the package person. So it automatically puts that there. All right, which is kind of nice. All right, now I want to start writing test cases for our person class. Let's take another look at our person class. The first thing we have to do in order to write test cases is we have to declare some persons that we want to test. So I am going to declare two persons, and they are going to be private fields here. So private person. And what I'm going to do for these persons, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a couple people in this roster. I'm going to grab Fred and I'm going to grab Jane here. All right. So private person, and I'm going to call this person Fred. And I'm not going to initialize it at this point. I'm going to initialize it inside the setup method. So private person Fred, private person Jane. And then I'm going to say, in the setup method, I'm going to say Fred equals, and then I'm just going to grab this constructor here. And I don't need this second parenthesis there. I'm going to copy that and paste it here, semicolon, and then I'm going to say, I keep writing Java, I'm going to say Jane equals, and then I'm going to copy Jane's constructor just up to that first parenthesis is all I need. And then I put the semicolon there. And now I have two persons. And just out of curiosity, okay, it's not used. It will be used, so I'm not going to worry about that warning. All right, so we have a test that's not implemented yet. Well, let's implement some tests.